Hello, welcome to Echo Conversations. This is Mr. Dako. I am here in a place called Bogobiri. It's a cultural hub, it's an art gallery, it's a spa, it's a hotel, it's a boutique hotel. Most people come here and they enjoy the ambience a lot. This place offers a safe haven for visitors and locals alike. And I am here to have a conversation with his charismatic co-owner, Mr. Chike Nwagbogu.
Close. Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
Lovely to see you. Lovely to talk to you again. I was blown away by your style, your energy.
Look at me. What do you think?
Outstanding. 10 out of 10.
Thank you so much. As interested as I am in this place, I am more interested in you. Since I met you, you struck me as a person who has a lot of passion. You have a lot of history in your notches. You remind me of one famous Afrocentric leader and performer in his own right, a legend. Mr. Fela Kuti. That's who I think about when I see you.
Wow. And
the way you carry yourself. This place reminds me of a place that I've been to before called the New Africa Shrine. I'm sure you're very familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm first of all, just to be mentioned in the same breath as Fela Kuti is obviously an honor, even if it's, undue. And, what I was going to say is that spirit called on spirit, and when you feel things in the spirit, it reminds you of that thing, that spiritual essence. And Fela is an avatar, a hero in the true sense of the word, an African hero, a mystic, one who, like he says, is destined to live forever. And the struggle continues through the next generation of Anikulato, and it's an honor to be part of that movement, which continues even till this day in the next generation. But this rebellion, Afrobeat is about rebellion, from what I understand. It's not about boasting or girls. It's about a voice, using the music as a weapon to fight the system, to bring down those superstructures that keep us under achieving. We must be the best we can be. And that example of Fela Kuti, and indeed his great son Femi, is one worthy of emulation. And I think they say when the best form of flattery is imitation. And sometimes when you imitate a hero like Christ, you become that, or you have the potential of manifesting that nature, which is what it's all about, I think. Did I stray away a little bit? I think
you're just fine. You're fine. I enjoy talking to you. Actually, you can keep me engaged for hours.
Wow.
So I don't mind that at all. So as usual, my audience is interested about Lagos, the Lagos life, the Lagos experience.
Yeah.
So could you tell me a little bit about yours?
Sure. Lagos is, I think, the most dynamic city in the world. Not that I've been around so vastly I can say, categorically it's the best place on earth, but I know that it has one of the best venues on earth. The New Africa Shrine you just spoke of is second to none for when you're on a reality check, am I really alive? You know you're alive when you're in the shrine, when there's live music on, when there's an energy. So Lagos has can boast of many venues that give you that feeling of aliveness, musically, artistically, culturally, symbolically, dangerly, anyhowly, phonetically, comically. It goes on and on. Every bus stop, there's a whole movie going on. We are forgive me for saying, I was in a bank the other day and I met, I just listened in on a conversation, between a lady from Warri and somebody had said, she was in Lagos, so boasting about Warri. She said, my friend, I am born and brought up in Warri, na full Warri day, so, And that confidence is everywhere in Nigeria. Go to Benin, they go tell you the same thing. Go to Onitsha, go to Owo, go to Ibadan, go to Abeokuta. Go to the source. There's so much energy here. You just land here. People are flying in by their busload just to tap some of that current. No be lie. So when you're hooked in, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a joy to be alive in this city. With all the trouble, all the wahala, there's all those gaps that you move through. It's a joy to make it when there's so much difficulty and opposition. I get around with my bicycle. It's a great way to avoid traffic, go slow, petrol, wahala, everything. Keeps you fit, you don't have to go to the gym. It's a lifestyle check. You need to wake up to, what do I want? Do I want to have loads of money or do I want to be happy? I want to be happy. Loads of money might come with it, but I don't want to necessarily be trapped by my own success. I don't think anybody wants that. We all want to be free, truly free. Not like the national anthem says, one nation bound in freedom. How can you bind a people in freedom? That's an oxymoron. It's witchcraft. You know, forgive me for getting spiritual, but Nigeria needs salvation, true salvation. And the only way we can save ourselves is by ourselves. The kingdom of God is where? It's not in the church or the mosque or the temple. It's within. So if you find that Christ within, you're laughing, you're dancing on air through danger. That's what I'm trying to do. I hope I don't fall off though. Yeah, you can't fall off when you're on Christ line because you're not running the show. That's what Lagos does to you. You know, it energizes you because you have to have your wits about you all the time. No mugu in Lagos anymore.
Absolutely not. Like everyone is hustling out here.
Yeah.
I think, and you have to be 10 times as smart as the next person you see on the street because you don't know who you're talking to.
Check this out. What's the exchange rate now? When I was
1,000.
young, it's getting there. After these elections, which we don't need, we can't afford another election actually. An election is too expensive for Nigeria. The inflation, it's 700 to 1 now. By the time the election is done, all that money spent, we're talking about 1,000 to 1. When I was a young man, so pretty young, when I was a child, $2 bought 1 naira, not too long ago. Now, we're going to $1,000 to buy 1,000 naira to buy $1. And we're not, this is crazy. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. And nobody, like, no, what's that Asha song? There's fire on the mountain, and no one seems to be on the run. Why are you not running? It's crazy. Will you just, if you're going to wait till Boko Haram gets into your backyard before you say, oh boy, let's take off, you know, come on.
Do you think most people in this town do you think people are ready for a change now, or what do you think?
We've been ready for change since Babangida took over Nigeria. We want leadership. We want to believe in not an Igbo president. I'm sorry. I don't believe in. I want a president for Nigeria, a president for Africa, that Brazil will be proud of. You know, a man or a woman with integrity, that is not tribal. Come on, the tribal person is a mad person. He's worse than a racist. How can I want an Igbo president? I mean, do I know what tribe? We're all the same. We're Negus from this land of the Niger area. We're the same people. I mean, words. Even our so-called deities have the same names, yet we can't get it. You know?
Now, this place oozes culture, art, Afrocentricity, as I mentioned earlier. And you definitely wear it well. Now, can you tell me a little bit more about this place, Bogobiri? What does it stand for?
Yeah, you know, when we started actually as Nimbus Art Gallery,
okay,
we had an art center across the road from here for a few years. This building was Nimbus, not the first incarnation of Nimbus, but the second coming, no pun intended. And when we were here, it was almost like a utopian oasis in Ikoyi, just at the turn of the millennium. We existed there for about 5 years, or in our third year we hit an immovable object with the fact that we were forced to make plans to evacuate quickly. But like a Red Sea parting miracle happened, because even before we were finally ejected in, I think, 2005, the property that is now the Bogobiri House became available, and it was owned by my best clients in the Nimbus days, beautiful people. So once I found out, my mother told me that even your mistakes will turn into blessings. Once you make a mistake and you work through it, or something terrible, so-called terrible happens, just work through it. Don't capitulate. You will get through that, and it will lead to a breakthrough. Because my worst nightmare came to be. Overnight I was homeless and jobless because they just kicked us all out of the Nimbus. But before then there'd been a way of escape in the Bogobiri House, the property, which couldn't turn it into another art gallery, but it became something even more alluring, spiritually and culturally. It became a boutique hotel that had art on the walls, so we didn't need to reinvent what we're already doing, because we're already art dealers. Now we added a daily business to that, which would improve the formula. I couldn't have thought of a better formula myself. So I partnered with my friend at the time, Tola Olagweki, who's now a Kirili. And we came together to birth this Bogobiri experience. It's been growing ever since. And a few years after that, we expanded to this, where we are now, which is the extension, which is the live, event center. And we moved literally from 10/12 Maitamasule across the road to 911 Maitamasule. So we've literally been in this area for almost 30 years, or 3 decades, that's for sure. And the energy, it's attracted, it's had a Guggenheim effect on the community. That it's like a Soho now. There are quite a few cultural hubs and galleries cropping up in the neighborhood. So not that we brought it, but it's just the energy that's been here over the years has attracted similar ventures or similar, So where we are now is at a crossroads as to how we want to take the idea to the next level. It's a good thing. It's also daunting, because we're now trying to take art out of the galleries and into everyday life, to impact on humanity, community, more daily. And that's the trick. That's the difficult part. To make art, to get it out of the sphere of the gallery, that daunting, white-walled, sanctuary where only the rich and famous, dare enter, into a place where everybody is welcome and everybody has a part to play in the story, because Africans, we are storytellers, and everybody makes up the community. As a matter of fact, I would say that in an African sense, if you have an elders meeting in the village, the majority doesn't carry the vote. Do you know that? Wisdom carries the vote. Because 8 out of 10 people agree with folly doesn't mean the elders will choose folly.
So what does the name?
Nimbus. Oh, which of Bogobiri?
Yeah,
Perfect
what
question.
does it mean? What inspired it?
That was the question. I went right off.
Yes.
Now Bogobiri, Bogobiri, when I chose the name, I wanted to have a name that didn't have any tribal connotations. Because me having to be an Igbo from the East, that's my first identity is Africa. And I felt that a name that didn't reflect Africa was a great timing, very important. So I wanted a playful Bogobiri. It's very onomatopoeic. Children like the name, and it's very meaningful. It's just not just a name I just plucked out of the sky, but I actually did, because how I found the name found me. When I started as a dealer, I was an art and crafts dealer, and I had a friend called Bogobiri, who I have to see today. Actually, he's still my friend today, and I loved his name, and I just felt that was the name I wanted to use for this new venture. Post the Nimbus, when we were kicked out of the Nimbus and we had to find a new venture. So Bogobiri was the name I chose because of its local content. And in fact, it didn't have any. There was a Bogobiri in Port Harcourt, there was a Bogobiri in Sokoto, and there was a Bogobiri in everybody. And I realized later that the significance of that name was very important, because pre the Islamic invasion of northern Nigeria in Sokoto, Bogobiri was that entire kingdom. You know, so when Usman Dan Fodio came with the jihad, that was the first line of resistance. The Bogobiri, the people from Bogobiri, were the first warriors who resisted that invasion. But the force of change pushed them back, and they had to retreat. And in their retreating, they said, okay, we're going to, to the attention, we have to disperse people of Bogobiri. But we're going to go to Ghana, we're going to go down south, we're going to mingle because of this new wave that we cannot keep out. However, in order to know ourselves, we're going to give ourselves marks, to give ourselves tribal marks.
Okay.
So that when we see ourselves in Ghana or in Burkina Faso or in Onitsha, we will know that we are brothers and sisters. So the spirit of that Bogobiri was what we took into this, because in that Bogobiri there were no strangers, everybody's welcome. And you take away something, if not something physical, something spiritual, which is actually more important. A knowing of that king within, which from my own hometown, there's a saying that there's a king in every man and woman. So that energy, that courage and confidence we want to give to every visitor, be it whether it's in a hotel or in a spa, or in the gallery or in the bookshop, or just a wayfarer passing through. We want you to know that there was once an Africa, and that will rise again. Femi Kuti sang about it. Africa will rise, Africa will be great again. Let's make America great again. This was Femi Kuti's chant. Donald Trump. Africa will be great again. You know, and this is what we're living through, that era of African greatness on the local and international stage, where culture and charisma is the only currency that will soon hold water.
So does Bogobiri live up to his name?
You tell me. I'm just a messenger in the whole, delivering the kingdom message. So it's not for me to judge the, efficacy of our thrust, no pun intended.
I guess I should ask, how do people receive this place, and what is the kind of people that you have seen come to and through this place over the years?
I think, we were very blessed when we started, because when we started, literally our first guests were, Tony Allen, who's an Afrobeat hero, Afrobeat legend that played with Falakwiti. He stayed here for a few weeks with a band from the UK led by a famous musician called Damon Albarn, and they basically were our first guests, and they were recording an album here in Lagos, an Afrobeat album, in collaboration with some people here, and they came for one collaboration, and I think it just, it was very inspiring to them. They decided to come back and make an album here, and they stayed here, and from that particular visit, we've had a lot of, artistic guests, and guests who have a cultural awareness and a love for Africa, like you said, that brings them here to cultural pull to this destination. Yeah, mind, body, and soul. It's a wellness center.
So, would you say that this place is appreciated more by the locals or by the tourists?
It's appreciated by everybody. Who don't like good thing? Everybody likes a good thing. I certainly do.
Certainly.
Yeah,
so, how long have you lived here, should I say?
All my life, really.
Okay.
Most of my life, yeah.
What makes Lagos interesting?
I like to say I was born, bred and buttered in Lagos.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think the Lagos is, it's the dynamism, the instant level changing possibility of Lagos. One day you can be down and out, next day your brother's made governor and you're literally the G. You just, there's a magic about Lagos. I don't say that's the only way to make it, I don't want to make it that way, but what I'm trying to say is that culturally there's so much potential. You can cut it with a knife. The atmosphere is pregnant with possibility, and just it's like once you get on, it's hard to get off. It's like it's almost like a getting on a treadmill that is sweet. I can't explain it better. But Lagos is, if I could bottle Lagos up into an experience, I would say, okay, a few years ago, one guy from CNN came and said, with 2 hours to spend in Lagos, you must come to the Nimbus. Richard Quest said that on live TV. It was kind of like the in thing 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when the Nimbus was across the world and still there. But I would say today, what is that thing about Lagos? I would say the New Africa Shrine. Because there you can get the word on the street, you can get the real word on the street. What's happening politically, spiritually, creatively, gastronomically, culturally, everything. You can get it all in an experience. So if I were to advertise Lagos, I would say start at Sunday Jump at the New Africa Shrine. That will inform you about everything that's going on. The word, it's like modern hieroglyphics. For me, it's as necessary as the massage I'm about to have for physical, mental, and spiritual well-being in Lagos, the city of excellence.
Now, how long has Bogobiri been in existence?
We're almost 20 this November. We're going to be 20 in November. It's perfect timing. We're too busy in it to remember all those anniversary. We're 20 years. I didn't even, if you didn't ask me, I wouldn't have remembered.
Wow.
It's a big number. Big
yeah, it is. But I bet you went by so fast, though.
Just like yesterday.
Amazing.
Time. I'm studying time. Time is a phenomenon. That worry woman I met in the bank, I just told you, but I said, na full worry day here. She also said that, the guy said, I bet time to go. So I bet cool down. Time no they go anywhere. Now we they rock, they come, they go. Time doesn't go anywhere. We've chopped time up into how we can understand. I was born in so and so time. For where you're just born. Time is not 19. Do you think it will win? We have our own human understanding of time.
Yeah.
Oh, time is going. Time doesn't. God
We're
is
always
time.
racing against time. We should just.
How can you
time
race
is
against
just time.
time?
It is what it is.
How can you race
You
against
just have to
time?
live. You got to make the best of your time when you still have it.
Absolutely, you got it just right. How can you race against time? Time no they go anywhere. Now we they run. If this is actually really, I just hit me the other day and I'm just sharing it with you all. Time no they go anywhere. Now we they come, they go. Cool down, softly catch monkey.
Softly.
Yeah, take it easy, enjoy your life. Be cool. Just walk steadily. No shaking. It's all good. Peace. I mean it.
Well, you heard it from the man himself.
Yeah.
Now, what is your plan for this place? Moving forward.
I am not planning. I'm a puppet on a string.
All right.
Things happen.
Okay.
And you just have to wake up to that spiritual movement. I'm not trying to be silly or funny. I've got a general idea of what I want to do, but it's not me. There's so much going on that informs. For example, I wanted this to be over there. Somebody brought it over there. Wow, it looks great here. I can't tell you I planned this. There's an organic nature of nature that is planning while you're the Lord's Prayer is a wonderful prayer. Thy will be done, not my will be done. I'm not planning anything.
You're just experiencing, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's a way to look at life sometimes. You really can't, as much as you want to be a planner and know what's ahead, you really can't know. You can only have an idea of where you want to be, but how that actually ends up being is something that you don't have any control over. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
This is certainly an experience that we have here.
It's a Bogobiri experience.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying the ambience. I have to tell you, this is a place that I personally will always recommend to my friends, family, anyone who's visiting Lagos for the first time. This is one of the things that I would check off on the bucket list that they visit.
Thank you so much.
So you are doing very well here.
It's not just me. I have so many people.
I know you have a team of people, but I mean, regardless, this is a family. This is like a family that runs this place, and they do a good job.
Thank you very much.
I would say.
Thank you.
So, where do you see the future of Lagos, and what would you recommend for anyone who's interested?
Lagos. This is an opportunity to tell the true story about Lagos because, you know, a few years ago they said Nigeria was 50. And they asked, what do you think of Nigeria at 50? And I thought, wow, it's a great chance. I said, how on earth can you say Nigeria is 50 when we have works of art from this Niger era that are over 1,000 years old? We've got Nok terracotta, we've got Benin bronze, we've got Ibuku bronze, we've got art from all over this region that's hundreds and literally thousands of years old. How can you say we are 50? How can you start counting your nationhood from when some Europeans give you some pseudo-independence where before you go brush your teeth in the morning you have to interface with an aspect of England, either Colgate, McLean, some kind of thing. You want to have breakfast, you go Cocoa, Milo, Bonvita, that's one other Nestle. You can't even go to the toilet without interfacing with the Europeans. You are not really independent. How can you start counting your independence when some Europeans jettison out of your country? We are now one. My mother's 77. How can she be older than her country? Come on. How can you limit yourself to a 60-year post-colonial creative platform when you have ancestors that from Nok, from Ibuku, from Benin, from all over the nation, that their creativity links you to thousands of years of creativity? It limits you to contextually a post-colonial creative history, which is not true. We civilize the world. In the same vein, in 50 years' time, 60 years' time, America will say Iraq is now 50. The Persian Empire is older than America. How can you start counting their independence when some Americans leave you? This is crazy. We haven't thought about it. How can we be one nation bound in freedom? So what I'm telling anyone coming to Lagos, come knowing that there's a creative revolution happening where there is no government, there is no job, there is nothing. Everybody is being creative. So you got a creative outpouring of the people tired of being marginalized, tired of being cheated. We don't tire. Music videos are going on everywhere. Artists are cropping up everywhere. Very soon we're making our own toilet. Tell them in Typhoid Shanks and Amateur Shanks. We will still soon be making our own bathroom tiles and toilet. Look at our shells. We don't need tiles in Bogobiri. We make our own shell tiling. Have you seen the rooms?
I've seen the rooms.
Yeah, break away from everything here is imported in Italy. Nothing in here is from Italy. Everything is locally made by some local people. That's our pride and joy, and it should be yours.
Can't get any more African than that. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Mr. Chike, the co-owner of Bogobiri. Bogobiri is a very nice place. Everybody should come and visit it one time, at least sometime in their life. Anyway, I am at the segment now. It's called Face Me, I Face You.
Face me, I face you.
It's a game.
Okay.
3 questions, simple answers. Let's go. So, do you often follow your hat or your head?
My heart, always. My heart, always.
I think that's every creative person that we know. We're very passionate.
I didn't have to think about that. My head, where's my head? Which head are you talking about? My top head or my lower head?
We can have that conversation another time. All right, second question. If you could time travel, where would you go?
Heaven.
Why heaven?
If I can go back in time or go forward, where else do I want to go? I want to go back. I'd go straight to heaven.
What's in heaven?
I don't know. I wonder, isn't that the whole point of this?
I think this is the grass is greener effect.
No,
you imagine that somewhere else is like,
if I could time travel, you asked me a question, I answered my own question. If I could time travel,
I'm
where
taking
would
away
I
from
go?
the question.
Let
me not infuse my own idea into this. This is his.
Nobody's given you that answer before.
Answer, okay?
Nobody's given you that answer before, Abby. That's why you didn't know where it was coming from.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Yes. And I want them to stay hidden. If that's okay. Yeah, but actually, let me just say, I'm quite a good chef. I cook quite well.
What do you cook? What do you like to cook?
Egusi soup.
Wow, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah?
My ultimate favorite soup. And that's what I cook. That's my default soup.
I'm going to eat that right now.
Wow. Can I come and join you?
Oh, sure. You're always welcome.
Oh,
you
nice.
Go to my sister's house. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some egusi soup.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we conclude today's show. I am Miss Adaku, and you have been watching and listening to Eco Conversations. I am here with Mr. Chike, the co-owner of Bogobiri. We were just talking about our Lagos experiences, his Lagos experience, not really mine. You know, that's what we do on this show, and I have enjoyed this conversation.
The pleasure has been all mine.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
My absolute pleasure. And I'm looking forward to seeing that wonderful ashoke kimono you're going to
Oh my God!
That would have been a delight to see you in that today.
Oh,
yeah,
it wasn't ready. My tailor didn't have it ready on time. So, but I will be wearing it very soon. You get to see it.
I would like to see you in that one day.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
We would love to come back.
Yeah, can't wait.